Hi everyone, and welcome to another bonus edition of Have a Cuppa with me. I wanted to talk about the gift of imagination. I've been thinking about Dolly Parton. With the news that she died, I'd found myself thinking not just about the music and the films and the enormous personality that was Dolly, but about something else she leaves behind. And that is her love of books and her belief in the importance of giving children access to them. Dolly's imagination library has given millions of books to children over the years, and I think the idea behind it is something really beautiful, that a child should be given the opportunity to discover the joy of books regardless of their circumstances. And it got me thinking about something that I believe very strongly in, that one of the greatest gifts you can give a child is to unlock their imagination. When you read to a child, you're not simply teaching them words, you're opening doors. Suddenly they can visit places they've never been, they can meet people they've never met, and become whatever they want, whether that's princesses, adventurers, dragons, astronauts, aliens, literally anything else that their imagination can come up with. They can create whole worlds inside their heads. And I think that that's an extraordinary gift to give, because imagination doesn't have an expiry date, does it? The child who learns to imagine can carry that ability throughout their entire life. As adults, we might use it to dream about what could be possible, to imagine a different way of doing things. We could use our imaginations to write something, to paint, solve a problem, find another way to do things. Or sometimes simply to just disappear into a good book for a little while when the world feels too heavy. But reading should never be something that we mock. And this is something else that I think is really important. Sometimes people leave school without having developed the reading skills they need. And I think we can sometimes forget how frightening that must be. Because reading is everywhere. Forms, signs, instructions, menus, websites, job applications. But learning to read doesn't have to stop because someone has left school. It's never too late to learn. There are ways for adults to develop their reading skills. There are organisations and libraries and adult learning services that can help. But I think we also need to think about how we respond to people who are learning. If someone reads slowly, we shouldn't be laughing at them. And if someone struggles with a word, we shouldn't make them feel stupid. And if someone mispronounces something, perhaps we can pause before laughing. Maybe just don't laugh at them at all, because it's really telling us something rather wonderful. And that might be that they've only ever encountered that word in a book. So perhaps they've been teaching themselves. That maybe they've been quietly reading away, discovering words and ideas on their own, without anyone sitting beside them to tell them how something should sound. Someone who has taught themselves through books deserves encouragement, in my opinion anyway, not ridicule. So imagine how much courage it takes to keep reading when you're worried that people are going to be laughing at you. So perhaps we can be the person who helps instead. And then there are libraries. This is one of the reasons libraries matter so much to me. They're not simply a building full of books, but that's pretty awesome. But for some children, it may be the place where they discover books for the first time. Maybe it's somewhere that they can choose a story without actually having to buy it. It also gives them somewhere they can sit quietly, use a computer, do their homework, or simply, spend some time somewhere warm and safe. And when money is tight, a library can provide access to an enormous world of books that a family might otherwise struggle to afford. They are places of possibility, and I think we should remember that. Do if you have a child in your life, read to them if you can. Let them choose the ridiculous book and read the same story for the 100th time. Make up silly stories, make up new endings. Just let them make mistakes and ask questions and interrupt. Let them be completely and wonderfully imaginative. And if you're an adult who finds reading difficult, please don't think that means you've missed your chance, because you haven't. You can start with a few paragraphs or a few pages. You can read something that interests you. You can ask for help. Go to the library. You can learn at your own pace. There is no shame in learning something later in life, quite the reverse. And maybe this is part of Dolly's legacy. She gave the world an enormous amount of music, laughter and joy. But I think the gift of imagination is one of the most beautiful parts of her legacy. Because when you give a child a book, you're giving them more than a story. You're giving them somewhere to go. You're giving them possibilities and questions, and giving them another way of seeing the world. Perhaps most importantly, you're giving them a little piece of the knowledge that their imagination belongs to them. Nobody else gets to decide what they can dream. So maybe today, pick up a book, read a few pages, read to a child, take someone to the library, help someone who is learning. And if you find yourself wanting to laugh when someone mispronounces a word, maybe stop for a moment and think about where they might have learned that. They might have discovered it all by themselves, and to me, that's something worth celebrating. There is a whole world waiting between those pages. Perhaps we should make sure everyone gets the chance to find that world.